Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Sada's Green Life. I really hope you all are safe, healthy and happy. Now we have an occasion of Ganesh Chaturthi and I thought why not make something that will help you all not just during this festival but any time of the year. Again, I'm here with a dessert that is so loved by everybody. It is nothing but Shahi Tukda. But before we get into Shahi Tukda, I have another recipe which is a completely different one which will be later on incorporated in our Shahi Tukda, and that is nothing but ricotta cheese. Yes, now it is very surprising that how is ricotta cheese getting into Shahi Tukda. So trust me, trust the process, and we will in short show you all how we go through the entire recipe. So without any further delay, let's get started. The ingredients to make our ricotta cheese are very simple, very basic and easily available in your kitchen. It's nothing but cashews and watermelon seeds. So now these are soaked, washed and drained. So the weight is 1:2. So if you have say about 70 grams of cashews here, watermelon seeds are going to be the double. So it's 140 grams. So 70 grams and 140 grams in the dry state before you soak them. So that's the weight. Then we have about like a pinch of salt that we will add in our cheese making process. We have about 900 ml to 1 liter of water and muslin cloth to drain. So the process is very simple. If you followed this series from the start, you know how we make our vegan milk from almonds or cashews or peanuts that we use to make our peanut curd. The process is very similar. We need to blend and then cook it to a consistency where you get something like cheese. So let's go ahead. So we have our blender jar already. I'm going to just quickly put in all our cashews in there. Watermelon seeds. All right. Everything is in the jar. I'm going to add a little bit of salt, very little, like pinch, little more than pinch, and then we'll add water. Now we are not going to add all the water into the blender, just a little bit, and blend it really well. Paste-like consistency. I'm going to pour in all the water in there. That much. I think it should be good. Okay, and now once again, blend it at high speed. Okay, that's that. Right, let me just check. Wow, it's so creamy and white, unbelievable. Look at that. This in itself is such a good milk to have. Of course, once you strain it. Watermelon seeds are very nutritious. Cashews are of course healthy. So that's the milk. Now we need to strain this mixture, for which I have a glass bowl, strainer and a muslin cloth. I'm going to take double layered muslin cloth here, like that. Put it on the strainer and then pour the mixture on top of it. Just as you would do your any other plant-based milk, it's just the same process. So creamy, so creamy. Very tricky because the quantity is quite a bit. Alright, this is so satisfying in this process. I just love straining milk because you know it's pure, you know there is nothing, it's not a product of any kind of cruelty. So it's so amazing to get your milk with this process. So as you see, everything is out. I can't squeeze this more. So I'm going to leave it at this. And I have a pan here. I'm going to start boiling the milk. Okay, what I'm going to do is just going to pour this milk into our pan. Alright. And let this boil. I'm going to add the vinegar and curdle it. Vinegar or lemon juice, whatever. I'm using white vinegar here, about 1 spoon, and I'm gonna let it curdle. Okay, there you see this. It's already started to split. So you can also make your tofu with this process. Like if you don't want to have soy tofu, watermelon seeds tofu comes out really nice, creamy, white like your paneer. Then there is obviously the cashew is going to make it slightly more creamier. It started to curdle and it's so creamy. I mean, I can understand why these ingredients are used to make this ricotta cheese. So amazing, and it's so white, unbelievably white. Now when you have it in this consistency where you see the water is almost separate, I'm going to turn off the stove. Now we need to strain this mixture. So the milk is nicely split. What we're going to do is put it in the strainer now. Right now we are letting it sieve through a bigger strainer, which is like a colander basically. The curdled milk in this bowl is strain it later on. You see that? That's how we want it to be. We will let it sit in another bowl just for the excess water to drain out. Meanwhile, we'll drain this mixture in a finer sieve. I think we just gotta put it into the strainer. That's how our ricotta cheese is. It's going to take half an hour for all the water content to drain out of it slowly. So we're going to leave it. It's a nice creamy cheese, right? So we don't want to disturb the kind of texture it has already. Let's leave it aside and start with the next step, which is the Shahi Tukda recipe. The ingredients to make our Shahi Tukda are very simple, very basic. 4 bread slices, 1 cup of sugar, half a cup of water. We have some rose water to give it that nice rose flavor, cardamom seeds powder, pistachios broken, cut, chopped, whatever, to garnish, and fresh rose petals. We have this oil to fry our bread. Alright, let's go ahead and start with the process. Very simple, fry the bread first. So we have oil for frying already in this pan. I'm going to put it for heat. On the other side, I am also going to make the sugar syrup, for which again I'll put my pan on heat. Add water and sugar. Okay, give it a nice mix and let it cook. Okay, we are going to check if the oil is hot by adding a little bit of bread chunk. It is not at all hot yet. I'll add the rose water and elaichi powder and stir it well. Wow, smells divine. And now I think we can go ahead and start frying the bread. 2, 3, and 4. We do 4 at a time. So the bread is ready. We're going to take it out at this point when it's nice and brown on this plate. Alright, let's turn off the stove and drain the excess oil. Put it in a plate like this. So our sugar syrup is ready, the bread is ready. Now is the next step, which is where we are going to use our ricotta cheese. You can actually call it cream cheese or cream or whatever, because as of now there is no seasoning in it. So what I'm going to do is add sugar, like powdered sugar, into this. So I'm using about half of this into, oh my god, look at the texture, it's so creamy. And then use sugar to sweeten. Now this is powdered sugar, you can use it as per your liking. I'm going to use about 3 spoons and then just blend this nicely. So that's how it looks, like your rabri basically, that we are going to add on our Shahi Tukda. So now let's start plating the Shahi Tukda on this plate. So basically we are going to serve it. Now we have the bread slices on our plate. What I'm going to do is take a little bit of sugar syrup and pour it on the bread slices. Yum, yum, yum. Now comes the most exciting part, which is garnishing our Shahi Tukda with the rabri that we made out of the ricotta cheese. Right onto the center of the So I'm not going to add the rose petals on top of our Shahi Tukda. I'm going to garnish this on the side. With that, the Shahi Tukda recipe comes to an end. You can see how amazing it looks. It not just looks amazing, I'm sure it tastes also amazing. I'm going to try this in a bit. But before that, if you all are by any chance trying any of these recipes in your kitchen, please do let us know how they are turning out, if you're enjoying making them or not. We are very, very keen to know your response to this entire series. Now, without any further delay, I have to try this. The rabri is so good, it's so creamy. You can't make out it's made from watermelon seeds and cashews. It's amazing. I finished that one whole slice of Shahi Tukda and it's so good. With that, this episode comes to an end. I really hope you all enjoyed watching it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and do consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And I want to mention once again that this entire vegan recipe series is brought to you all in collaboration with Animal Climate and Health Safe Foundation. They do an amazing job when it comes to spreading awareness about plant-based lifestyle, about cruelty towards animals. Now, Ganesh Chaturthi, we need to understand that our love, devotion and kindness should also be extended to other species other than humans. Ganesha is an idol with an animal form, so please do connect with it and do consider making a switch. With that, I'm going to say bye-bye. Happy Ganesh Chaturthi to you all once again. Hope to see you all soon. Until then, stay safe, feel good and be blessed. Bye.